And voila, the
Yes,
magic of technology.
correct.
How are you, my darling?
Oh my God, I am so good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited for our little virtual meeting of collaboration of old souls and chatting about
Yes.
our love of the wonderful, the one and only Gary Beach.
Yes.
So please do me a favor and introduce your fabulous self to the patrons of the Old Souls Club.
Okay, so hi, my name is Rhiannon, and my pronouns are he, they, and I've been obsessed with Gary Beach since 20, 2018, basically. So it's been a few years. I love Broadway, obviously, like all that jazz.
Yep, yep. You love that. Likewise, we both love Broadway and we both adore the magic that is Gary Beach. And that's how we
Yes.
connected on the interwebs because I don't think I've met someone who adores what he has created as much as you, uh, which I'm flabbergasted at that. I think more people should know who he was, is, and all the characters that create he created, and all of the laughter that he left behind. I discovered. So you said you discovered Gary Beach in 2018.
Yes.
2018. I just a couple of years before you. I was. How old are you, if I may ask?
I was 13.
You were 13, and how old are you now?
17, I'm 18 next month.
Oh, happy almost
Thank
birthday.
you.
um, I want to say I discovered him in 2005.
Oh, nice.
2005 when I believe it was someone from my mother's work brought uh brought me a bootleg copy. That's when you actually took your video camera or digital camera into the movie theater and just recorded the screen.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Oh, yes. And you would find them, you would find them all over New York City next to the fake Prada bags and
Mm.
Chanel bags. And so my mother brought home this movie and it was called The Producers. And it was the musical movie with Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick, and Gary Beach. And I was 11 years old. I was 11 years old when I became infatuated with um, with this gorgeous being in this Chrysler building dress,
Mm-hmm.
singing "Keep It Gay," not even knowing Rhiannon, not even knowing what the true meaning of gay was, but just being so infatuated with the mystique and like, oh my God, there's somebody living their truth right all over this screen.
Mm-hmm.
And why is this hitting me in such a pivotal way? And so then I got my handy camera out, my handy dandy. Um, my God, this was you actually had to put a blank VHS tape in the side of the camera.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it almost had a microphone as big as yours right
Okay.
there attached to the top of it. And that's what I recorded myself and my younger sister, who is also gay. Um, I made her be the Carmen Gia track, and I played the Roger Debris track.
Yes.
And one of these days, when I get it on my computer, I'll have to share it with you, and we can just laugh and cringe together. Um, anyway, that is my uh, introduction to Gary Beach, and I've been obsessed and I've loved him for a very, very long time since that moment. So, how did you first get introduced to Gary and to the magic of Broadway?
So I was in the Broadway way before I knew who he was, which is kind of sad. This is like we're talking 2015 here. I found out who he was in the saddest way possible because he died. So that
Mm,
was just really depressing.
yep.
Like I kind of had heard of him beforehand, but like I wasn't really obsessed yet because I was more obsessed with the SpongeBob musical at the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was in and out. I'm always in and out of hyperfixations, obsessions, all that. And so he passed away while we were on vacation. And so that was like horrible timing. And then it wasn't until that November where I was like, I should watch the producers because it was because of Something Rotten. Brad Oscar was in Something Rotten that he introduced me to the producers. And so I listened to the cast recording, both of them, because it's the Broadway than the movie version. And I was like, I Keep It Gay was on repeat 24/7. My mom was so sick of it at this point. It was insane. And so it was like by November, early December of 2018, I was like, okay, Gary Beach, I think I'm obsessed with him. Like he's so cool, he's so funny, like and then I started developing a huge crush on him, which is still relevant right now. Just gonna put that out there. Yes. So that's basically the gist of it. I found out who he was because he unfortunately passed away. And so it's like sad, but then like as I get older, I'm like, okay, maybe that's like a blessing in disguise in a weird way. Because now I'm like, I don't even know what the word is. I'm gonna let his legacy live on because I'm actually writing a book about him. I'm just gonna get that out there right now.
Yes.
I am doing that, which
Yes.
yes. It came to me randomly, so randomly. I was about to go to sleep, and all of a sudden the words you should write a Gary Beach book came in my head, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's a good thing. So the next morning, I got on a Word document, I started, and this is I'm almost finished, which is really scary.
You're almost finished with your book?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
hmm I know a little too much about him, if that makes sense. Like some things I'm like, should I know this?
It is part of the fascination and the call that you received by you just saying what you just said. I feel that you're very connected to the spiritual world,
I
um,
am.
and that is a beautiful thing. And a lot of people either reject that light, or that frequency, whatever you want to call it. But other people, like you and I think really embrace it. And I
hmm
think that just by talking to you for 5, 10 minutes now, I already can kind of tell like we honor those who have come before us.
hmm
Um, I'm in absolutely head over heels with the brilliance of Mae West. I don't know if you know who Mae West is.
I do.
Mae West and all the legendary grand dames of old Hollywood and the magic that they possessed and the power that they possessed. I'm very very connected to those women, and like you with Gary,
hmm
you kind of you feel their magic around you,
Yeah.
and that's
Actually,
great.
that is great. I want to tell a story on like speaking terms of spirituality.
Of course you can. Of course you may.
All right, so this is like a few months ago. I was in the living room with my mom, and I was talking about Gary Beach because that's all I do around her, basically. Um,
Kudos to your mom for just like
yes,
listening and just accepting your eternal love for
yes,
him.
yeah. Shout out to my mom. So the TV's on. I'm showing her a picture of Gary Beach that I had just found, never seen before. So for background information, he did La Cage aux Folles. He sang the big number at the end of Act One, I Am What I Am. Do you know the airline commercial with that song, playing in the background, I Am What I Am?
I am what I am. I don't want praise. I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each sparkle and each bangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out, I am what I am.
It's like
I
it's a
should.
commercial. All right. So anyway, that's in the background of the commercial. And all of a sudden that goes on. And I'm like, wow, that's ironic. I look at the time. It's 10:47 p.m. He was born October 10th, 1947. So I'm like, okay, that is definitely a sign from Gary, 100%. So I'm like, I start tearing up because I'm like, oh my goodness.
Amazing.
It is. I get
It's the
yeah.
numbers. It's the angel
Mhm.
numbers, and that's how you know
Yes.
that you are connected, and that again, not many people accept that about themselves, because we as mortal human beings are meant to just, praise some sort of higher power, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever. But we do have that power in us all, and it's just if you choose to accept it or you don't.
Mhm.
And you're a marvelous young person who already knows to accept that beautiful light and frequency um that is Gary.
Mhm.
I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. And I can't wait to read your book. Please
Yes,
put me
I'm
on the list.
planning. Yes, I'm planning to have it out by July because this July will be 5 years since he passed. But
Yes.
like, I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know about the publishing process, but that's what I'm planning. That's what I'm planning.
I unfortunately did not meet him or cross paths with him or even see him in a Broadway show. So I, like you, felt like kept missing each other, so to speak. And uh, but why does he have such a lasting impression on us? And oh God, I just lost my train of thought. um, yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Um, I did write him. I did write him
Oh,
when he was in Les Mis,
oh, Les Mis.
and that's a show that I'm more of a producer's Mel Brooks, tongue in cheek, campy being myself, as you know from all the crap I post on Instagram. It's not for anybody else. It's just for my own enjoyment.
Feel
Uh,
that.
I I wrote him a letter and I said I might not hear back. Whatever. Couple months go by and I remember I drew him a cartoon of him all dressed up in the dress. I still have that. I'll send it to you one of these days too. Um, and it was a couple of months go by, and then, wouldn't you know it, I get a signed picture of him in the dress,
Oh my goodness.
and it was addressed to me, and then it said, "I loved the cartoon. All the best, Gary Beach."
Oh my God, that is amazing.
And so it's hanging up, and I love looking at that all the time. What about Gary spoke to you? What production or what performance of his really kind of grabbed you, Rhiannon, that was like, uh, since I am gone, I'm no longer on this plane. I want to leave a little bit of my spirit down there on Earth for you to continue this legacy.
That is such a great question. Um, I gotta say, honestly, his Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, I gotta be honest, he's so fun. That character is such a fun role to play. Um,
Is that
And
one of your dream roles?
yes, 100% that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love Lumiere. It's like his actually three of my dream roles are roles that he played, which is so ironic. Like Lumiere speaks out to me because for all the bootlegs I watch, he's just so into it, and Be Our Guest is just the best thing I've ever seen. Every time I watch it, it just speaks to me. Like I can feel his energy, like how he brought that hit that role to life 8 times a week. It was just beyond amazing. And like I cannot watch that without tearing up at some point because I'm like, wow, this is insane. It's like, and I've always been a big Beauty and the Beast fan. I mean, almost ridiculously, I was obsessed with it, still am. And then Broadway musical I heard about, then Gary Beach, and I was like, his just that speaks to me. Him actually, Lumiere and Roger Debris, because that's the role that introduced me to Gary, obviously.
Hmm. Oh yeah. I we're on the same page, kid. When it comes to yeah, I don't know if I can play Lumiere. I would definitely play Roger or play Alban slash Zaza.
Yes. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and I think it's about his commitment to not only the character and the words that are coming out of his mouth, but the actions, the clear actions, the flip of an arm, or
Yep.
uh, just him winking at the right time. I think that the conviction is so evident in everything that he did that you look at him or you look at people like him of that fabric, um, and that foundation, and you're like, I cannot picture this person doing anything else but entertaining the masses. They're taking you into this world. That is the power
Hmm.
of live theater, but also when you have just a person who was just solely put on this earth to just do that.
Yes.
Um, and it's inspiring, and he was the reason for me. Our stories are a little bit uh, flopped. I guess that's the right word. Flopped. I want to be a producer. Uh, so I was introduced to Broadway really because of that 2005 bootleg of the producers, and then that's when the theater bug
Mm.
really sunk its teeth into me and was like, okay, this is what you, Jerry, are going to do for the rest of your existence. And so that was it. And I said, all right, well, I got to hang on for the ride because, the world of show business could be up and down
Hmm.
and very, you know, um, very difficult. It's a very difficult, probably one of the most difficult occupations that a person could have. And you said that you've been a fan of theater. Are you in theater? Are you avidly acting and performing these days?
I want to. I have not been able to do it because I have a lot of personal things. So Gary went to the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. That's where I'm also planning to go to. So
Wow.
I'm like really hoping I start like there because I want to start because I'm in my last year of high school. It's a little too late to start. So
Yeah.
just start doing it in college.
Oh, absolutely. And how's their theater program or um, musical theater program?
It's great. It's great.
I mean, a star named Gary Beach came out of it, so
Yep. And I believe he was the first graduating class of that school.
wow, wow.
Hmm.
Again, it's so cool. Because we're total Gary geeks, and I and there's got to be more of us out there who just adore this
Yeah, I
this
know.
human.
I have a friend who is actually a big Gary Beach fan too, so that's cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're just gonna have a whole big one day we're gonna have a whole big like Gary Beach, an ode to Gary Beach party
Yeah,
where
actually,
we
yeah, next month for my birthday, planning a big Gary Beach party. Video's gonna play in the background. I'm gonna make like custom plates, balloons everywhere.
oh my, please post pictures. Oh, I
Oh,
can't wait.
definitely, definitely. I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna try and convince my mom because I don't. I don't know, I'm gonna force her. I'm like, Mom, come on, let's do this.
Exactly. And in true, yes, come on, Mom, let's do it. But that I love that your mom is on this ride with you, uh, and support is the is a pivotal thing that all humans need. As we discover more about ourselves and the things that we love and the things that we don't love, you need that support system, whether it be family or chosen family or spiritual entities who are throwing some guidance and some wisdom from the other side. Uh, I think that it's a beautiful thing, and I think that that you're going to be something magical because you're so young and you know that about yourself, and you're already steps above the rest, if I may say that.
Yeah. Can I share a funny story about Gary? This is kind of
You
getting off topic.
absolutely may.
All right.
Yes.
So he was in this production of South Pacific in like 99, 2000, something like that. And he was with a couple friends at this hotel in Los Angeles. And he has to use the bathroom, and he's outside his hotel room. He locks himself out of his room naked.
Oh gosh.
And so he has to go to the bathroom in a plant. And I think his friend is witnessing this. So he has to go he covers himself with a hotel cushion. He has to go down to the desk, get a new key. The person at the desk is like, "Can I see some ID?" He drops the cushion. He's like, "This is all I got." Naked.
How do you know that? Were you there?
I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet. But my friend actually shared the story with me. It was via Facebook, so it was very interesting.
Oh my God. That's a scene from a movie right there.
It literally is.
You can't make it up. Show people are some of the best people out there and the most wild people out there.
Yeah, it's giving Mel Brooks vibes.
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. And oh my God, Mel Brooks, that could be a whole nother episode. Because just the genius and the vehicle that he created for all these people and all these misfits to come together and just be their crazy selves. And I'm sure you know about like Madeline Kahn and Harvey Korman and all of Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner and all the amazing people who are no longer here, but left their mark in such a funny and beautiful and poignant and not so serious way, because so many people, especially young people nowadays, are like, oh, this is problematic, this should have been canceled, this should have been this. We also have to take it for what it was, and the fact that Mel Brooks was making fun of people who thought this way or who believed that who believed in the positivity of racism and all these things, where it's like we gotta laugh at this. I heard that apparently there might be Spaceballs the musical.
Wow.
I heard it through the grapevine, but I don't know. And if that's a thing, I need to make my Broadway debut in that.
Yeah, same. Like, oh my God, I need that so bad. Speaking of like rumors of I heard a rumor that the producers might be making a comeback. I don't know. This has been going on for a couple of years now, but I heard on TikTok that apparently it's going to be. Well, originally the rumor was Josh Gad and Andrew Rannells being in this new production of the producers, but now I think they're doing another thing. But I think it's still on. I don't know. I really hope it happens. But Spaceballs the musical. Oh my goodness, I need that.
Wouldn't that would be great?
That would be.
And the things that you can do with the set and the scenery and the music would just could be out of this world. Listen, I would love if the producers were still running from the 2001 cast.
Yeah.
And it's just there's an electricity about that cast or the original cast, but in that at the St. James, there was just an electricity that I think fueled Broadway for all the years that it played. It was almost on Broadway for 8 years.
Yeah, like
Which, how many shows last that long nowadays besides Phantom? It's
yeah.
it's just, it was an amazing, amazing thing. I hope it gets revived, or I hope it does
Yeah.
something, big.
It's Mel Brooks' sense of humor. Like if you don't like it, then you don't have a sense of humor. You probably wouldn't be my friend. So
That's very true. It's a specific. It's, you have to take it out of that, because it is no one is being hated on or being bullied. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It's for those people who are being poked fun of and who are being bullied to come and to laugh at the crazy people that some people even still today believe to be true. So when Gary's doing his thing on stage, shticking it up, I would say I would love to get in a time machine with you and visit Gary Beach in his youth.
Yes.
Like, as a little youngin', like, what did he do? How did he pass the time as a child? Did he go to acting school? Did he put on shows in his basement for his family?
I actually kind of have the answer to that.
Good. And it's probably going to be in your book.
It is, absolutely. So his Aunt Ruby, when he was 11, took him to see The Music Man, and that kind of altered his mind. He was like, oh, I like musicals now. But like, he went to a different college a year before he went to North Carolina. He was originally going to do political science, but then from his magazine, friends kept sending him to University in North Carolina School of the Arts. So that's what he went to pursue musical theater, and then that's how Gary Beach came to be Gary Lee Beach.
Political science. That would have been a very different individual.
That would have been crazy though. That would have been.
We'll talk a little bit more about your book.
So I basically read so much online. I've watched tons of Gary Beach interviews over and over just to process the information, read information. I have friends sending me stuff from like Facebook, other interviews I haven't seen yet. So it's a whole process. But I'm trying to like get in contact with his husband. Like I'm trying.
I was just going to suggest that. I was going to say it would be great for you to sit down either in person or virtually and talk to Jeff. Jeff was his husband's name.
Yes.
Okay. He was also a performer?
Yeah, they met doing Les Mis in '89 in San Francisco. Wow. And they were together till Gary died.
Because it would be great, especially if you want to publish something, it would be great to have his blessing, or to even have him write something, the foreword or something. I think would be really cool for you and him to share together. So you, just by talking to you and chatting about how Gary inspires you, and all the shows that he did really inspired you, and your love for theater, and the fact that you might want to be a performer one day. Have you always felt that you were an old soul, maybe had a couple of past lives here and there? And
yes, 100%, because I've been obsessed with like the Beatles, old movies. Like I watched Casablanca way too many times to count. I'm all over the place sometimes.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that again, if you have support and you have people who understand you and get it, and then also, you go out there and you meet like-minded people, you meet people who become part of your tribe, and I think that social media, that there is a magic about that, like brings people together. Like, oh my God, we both love Gary Beach. Oh my God, let's jump on Zoom. Let's talk about Gary Beach. When you own it, when you truly get out there and you own it, and you're talking about shit that people might not even understand, it's like you're speaking a different language, and you're like, no, wait, this is my superpower. The fact that I can We might not have a real-time machine, but I could take you for a ride. Let's talk about Casablanca. Let's talk about Marlene Dietrich and her film career and how she was a queer icon. Let's talk about. So I think that is definitely a superpower. People don't really appreciate things of the past as much as the old souls do.
Yeah, I get that.
So I love it. I love it. Listen, if anybody has any questions about Gary and his legacy, you seem to be doing a great job at keeping the torch burning, and
Thanks.
I applaud you, and I can't wait to learn more about how your connection with him, and yeah, I look forward to buying the book, and then maybe after the book's released or after you connect with Jeff, his husband, and you get that fabulous blessing, we can come back here or maybe meet in person one day. Maybe you can come to one of my Golden Girls musical comedies, because it is very much Mel Brooks, tongue-in-cheek vaudeville. It's definitely right up your alley.
Yes, I love the Golden Girls so much.
You will love the bastardization.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I know I will.
And if we're ever near you, you have a seat. And happy almost birthday.
Oh, thank you. It's gonna be great.
When is it? What day?
March 18th.
March 18th. Thank you for meeting with me.
You're
virtually,
welcome.
my dear.
This was
Thank
fun.
you for coming on the Old Souls podcast.
Thank you.
And anytime we want to chat Gary or Broadway, you know where to find me.
Yep.
I'll talk to you soon, love.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.